it's different depending on your position. A soft Calvinism is bound in the next generation to be no Calvinism, I think. I sympathize, however, especially in maybe a non-denominational or maybe Baptist. If you're Presbyterian, you're at least supposed to be Calvinists. All of our pastors are supposed to be 5-point Calvinists. That's what they promise to be. And I'm sure John would say this too. If you have some teaching responsibility, you don't have to lead, and you shouldn't lead with next sermon series 5 points of Calvinism. Preach through John 6. Preach through Romans. You probably have Bible people who love to believe Bible things and want to see Bible things. And I think if they can get a sense of these Bible things, and I do think at some point you need to say, they're a part of a tradition, and here are some of the, whether it's London Baptist or Westminster or something, here's part of the tradition, here's some of the documents that help us understand this better, and here's some of the books. I don't think you have to lead with that. It's difficult, however, because I've gotten this question many times it's often from a young guy who's an associate pastor, and they say, my senior pastor. I don't think God calls people to subvert the leadership of the senior pastor. If he's heretical or something, you need the appropriate mechanism to call that out. But if David said, I'm not going to lay a hand on Saul, then I don't think the call is to start a coup or a rebellion in your church and divide it. I think you talk to the leadership, you talk to the senior pastor. I think if there's, over time, an unwillingness to do anything other than a kind of play it safe waffling, I do think in time you think about going to another church for your kids and the people that you're bringing, that they are going to get clarity on these issues. Not simply because these issues matter, but because handling the text in a clear way matters. And I think churches that hesitate between two opinions on this are usually de facto Arminian with some Calvinists on staff. Like churches that hesitate between egalitarian and complementarian are probably functionally egalitarian with some complementarians hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, in my judgment, you are the second most influential person in the church. Therefore, structuring, if you get to call the shots on which songs are we singing and how will they be woven together, you have amazing influence, maybe not over the pastor who's oblivious and unchangeable, but the people, because today, not only historically, but contemporary songs today are incredibly God-exalting. There are many very God-centered, big God songs out there, contemporary and traditional. And you can, week by week, nurture this people to be at home in saying things in their songs they'd never say any other time. And that creates an atmosphere in which it just might be drawn out of the pastor.